It is by far the most effective follow-up framework for closing high-ticket deals. It's generated over 8 million for clients. It booked 24 calls in 48 hours for Aaron. It doubled David's appointments in his first week of implementing a setter and this follow-up system, to the point where he says he's never seen results this fast in his life. And it added 20K a month to Chase's business without touching anything, not even upping ad spend, because we're converting more leads from the same pool of leads. It added 60K a month to Luke's business in 45 days. It added 70K a month to Carson's business within 8 months. So you get the point, right? But before we get into the actual framework itself, you have to understand the fundamentals behind the framework. Because if you don't know the fundamentals, you can't craft your own personalized responses, which is arguably the most important, skill set to have when it comes to following up and closing deals from follow-up. We have a client, he closes about 40K a month just off follow-up alone. His name's Ridge, he runs a video coaching company. And most of the follow-ups that we are sending are highly personalized. So if you don't understand the fundamentals, you're not going to be able to pull it off. First one is authority frame. So this is essentially holding the frame of we don't need them. We ultimately hold the keys to the castle. We have the solution that they need to solve their problem. So we're going to act like it. We're not going to seem desperate. We're not going to chase people to the point where we seem desperate. We're going to hold our authority. And what this does is it actually attracts clients towards us rather than us chasing them. And this is something that is just implied through the way that we are messaging people. It's not that we're telling them directly. And that's how you get responses like this. Buy or block. So this is very important. The reason this is here is because people need to learn to follow up with people until they either buy from you or block you. There's so many different reasons people will leave you on red. Never assume that's because they're no longer interested. 80% of sales come after the 5th point of contact. So if you're not following up at least 5 times, you're missing out on 80% of sales. Be a savage. Follow up 10 times, more than 10 times if you need to, especially if they're qualified and you can help them. And then finally, low pressure sales. So this is the best way to diffuse common objections, and it gets people to open up very easily. So this is the frame of like, hey man, we don't even know if we can help until we hop on a call and dive deeper into your situation, because we have zero intention of pitching anything until we're 100% sure that we can help you. So this will diffuse like, hey, what's the cost? Like any sort of money objection, because we're pulling back and we're saying like, hey, we don't even have anything to offer you until we're 100% sure we can help, or until we know more about your situation. Just like they don't work with anyone, they have qualification criteria. We also have qualification criteria. So this frame helps a lot with keeping sales pressure very low. Now, those are the fundamentals. I'm going to show you the best frameworks and templates for follow-ups and the cadence as well. Okay, so there's 2 pathways that you should take when you're following up with a lead. Pathway 1 is you don't have enough information, you don't have enough context on the lead because you haven't gotten far enough into the conversation to really know enough about their situation. So you need to prioritize value-based follow-up. The second is if you already have context, they filled out a form, they opted in, you have some level of understanding of their problem or their goal, which means that you can customize the follow-up a lot more easily. So in terms of cadence, you want to follow up every single day for the first 3 days, then pull back a bit, wait 1 day, follow up on the 5th day, then the 7th day, then the 10th, 15th, 30th, 45th, and then from there, it's basically just once a month. But you get the point, right? You want to slowly pull back your frequency as time goes on. So pathway 1, with less context, you want to focus on value, like I said. So here's an example. Hey, name, this resource just helped the client get results and figured it'd be helpful for you. You could just send it. Name was just reviewing some data from my clients. I thought you'd find this interesting. They got XYZ result with mechanism and time frame. Would it be helpful if I sent over a 60-second breakdown on how we did it? This one works quite well. And you can, follow this framework and craft your own. Pathway 2 is if you have more context. So what we like to do is keep things quite direct, because when somebody opts in to an ad, for example, They opted in because there was a specific problem that you mentioned that they want to solve or a specific goal that they want to reach. And if we just remind them and stay congruent with what they originally reached out for, that typically is enough to get them to re-engage, right? We just want to remind them about the reason that they actually opted in the first place. And that's really all you have to do. So it's like, hey, name, are you still looking to goal? Hey, name, are you still looking to solve problem? Then you can get into more value-based stuff. So, hey, name, thought about our convo and recently put together this video or this case study on how client got to revenue without pain point. Would it be helpful if I sent it over? Or, hey, name, thought about how you were dealing with pain point, just solved this for client, made a video on the process. Would it be helpful if I sent it over? And then back into direct follow-up. Hey, name, is goal no longer a priority? This is quite blunt. This one hurts the ego from what I've seen, which is good. If you need a last resort follow-up, just asking them if they gave up on the goal. That one works quite well. And then basically you just want to cycle between value-based and direct follow-ups as you see fit. Here's a few more examples like, hey man, you find a solution to XYZ problem you were dealing with. You're still dealing with problem. You hit XYZ goal yet? How things been in regards to XYZ since we spoke? This one's good too. You know what, name? I actually might have another resource that could help you. But are you still dealing with XYZ problem or find the solution you were looking for? But yeah, any sort of direct follow-ups are good that are relating to the actual reason that they originally reached out. I also have a pre-call process and no-show protocol and ghost recovery protocol in this doc. I will include it in the description. But that is it for the follow-up protocol. If you follow this, I promise you'll have a much better time reactivating leads and closing high-ticket deals from your follow-up.